Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here, and I'm back for another video, but this time, it's not a how-to this time, we're just going to have a bit of a play. So last night I was playing and I made this, which I love. So this is just using some crackle paste and some sprays and things. In fact, I did a few, so made this, and I was just using up some old cardboard. This is some crackle paint. So I was just having a play, and then this is that card that I made in one of my how-tos. Sorry if you can hear screaming, it's the kids next door. But yeah, so this has got like crackle in it. I don't know whether you can see that. But that's crackle paste. That's craze. What's it called? Crazing. Collage medium crazing. Never used to like doing tags, but I seem to have got into it. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them a coat with some gesso, just to give them a bit of a key. So because it makes it all nice and rough surface, and things tend to stick to it better. So if you're doing, if you're putting mediums on it, then they stick better if they've got something to grab onto. And for the things like the grey board, it's better when you've got gesso on it, because it stops everything, whatever you apply to it, stops it just being sucked into the grey board, but also gives it a key. So it's easier to tell where you've painted it on this one. So any rustling you can hear in the background, it's Brian. I think he's trying to make a space for my coffee to go, which is easier said than done because I'm surrounded. Oh, and he's brought me some water as well. Thanks, Brian. Completely lost control of that. Oh, dog's here as well. Are you joining in? Do you want to do one of these? Do you want to paint this? I'm sorry. Oh dear, I've given him a streak. He's got gesso on him. Worcester. He's got like a grey eyebrow. Didn't realise I was fussing you. Sorry. I've just stroked Worcester with my hand that was like covered in gesso, and now he's got a grey eyebrow. So, so bless him. It's only gesso, so it does make him look like he's got a raised eyebrow. So. So like I say, I'm just putting this on just to give it a bit of a key, and gesso dries really quickly anyway, so it's not like you have to wait for it to dry or anything like that. So I'm going to get my palette knife out. So now I'm going to use my palette knife, and I'm going to put some texture onto these things. Sorry, Brian was saying something to me.
I have woodware.
Oh, woodware stamps, yeah. Woodware punches. Sorry?
And one of them's broken already.
Oh, right. so they're not good either. Can't get my phone to charge. Come on. It's one of those dodgy cables where you have to have it in a certain space, certain place. Let's charge it now. Right, don't touch it. Okay, so this is texture paste. Now, this is really, it's kind of dried up. It's gone a bit solid, to be fair, and it's textured, so that's fine. But it's kind of got a bit too textured. But it's fine. It's great for this sort of thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some of this on. Not that much, obviously, because that's too much texture. Just going to put a bit on in random places, get the rest off, and then put and just kind of tease it out and give it some sort of randomness, texture to it. Like I say, I am not a mixed media artist. There's probably mixed media artists that are looking at this thinking, what the heck? But I'm going to give it some bit. Anybody ever remember Artex? Some of that on my ceiling, to be fair.
I beg to differ, you're now a mixed media artist.
Oh, I'm not really, am I? So I'm just I'm gonna do this on a few of these and just give these some texture. Might as well use this. It's obviously been up there a long time and I've not used it, so I want it to be like a kind of a random thing. That's fine. And that one's not going to have any stippling on it. Sorry, Worcester, I'm doing other stuff, chap.
Well, I'll take you. Hang on a minute.
He doesn't need to walk yet.
Take him out.
Half one he went out last time.
Don't need to walk, cheeky.
Oh, Worcester, I'm sorry. You might have more on. You might have texture paste on you now. I'm sorry. You're a good boy. I'll straight you the back of my hand. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Worcester, I'm sorry. I know.
I'll take a really quick walk and I'll
remove all of the goo from him.
I'll just cut these two tails out.
I've just, like, my hands are not the best for, like, fussing dogs with. So, again, just going to create some texture to this. So. Just realised this doesn't have a hole in it. It's easier to put a hole in now before you start getting giddy. Let's put a hole in it.
Before you start getting giddy.
Yeah. It means that not just the dog, but also the punch will also be covered in gesso. So, yay. Get it everywhere today, Dave.
Well, that's good when people come and see your crafting. They'll be like, "Oh my god, he actually uses it." It's not just on show.
Yeah, you can tell where I've used gesso. It'll be just like a whole dotted everywhere. So.
Yeah, you've used it on the dog, on your phone.
Yeah, on the dog. Yeah, of course, that's a must. Not keen on the smell either. get my hands. So, made some of these. So, I'm not sure with it. Well, you can dry it with a thing, and that's what created when I made this one. That's what created this here, which is I left it because I thought it looked quite like it might look like it's rusted. Well, if I've made it the right colour, which is what I've attempted to do, make it look like it's rusted metal. You know when rusted metal expands, so I tried to leave it like that. Anyway, so if you heat it, it tends to bubble. So, but we want to kind of move on. So, I'm going to heat it. I'm probably fast forwarding this anyway. So. Hopefully these are not dry enough, maybe. Well, I've got to apply some more stuff to them anyway, so it doesn't matter. Do I want to? I don't know whether I want to use that because that's just heavy structure gel. No, what I want to do is I want to do some crackle paste. Now this has a primer that came with it. It's not from the same make, so I don't know whether it's actually has to be used. And that's what I used last time. Maybe we should try it without this time. Okay, so clean your spatula, Dave. That's.
Find the dog wipe on.
Yeah, I'll just wipe it on the dog. So no, I'm not wiping it on the dog. I'm just for those people that are worried now about the dog.
No dogs were harmed in the making of this.
No dogs were crackle pasted.
No dogs are ever harmed in the making of anything in this house.
No, the dog is king in this house. So I know that this looks like I might have coloured it before, but I didn't. I coloured it afterwards because I like the way that it gives that kind of sinks into all of the cracks and really highlights the cracks. So I'll just going to spread this all over this. And you need to put crackle paste on thick, because the thicker it is, the bigger the cracks are. So I'm just making sure we've got a bit of coverage, hopefully with not too many straight lines on it, and it will take a long time to dry, so I'll be getting on with something else at the end of this video. So this is a video to edit because there'll be a second half to this. It'll either be a second half in its own right, or it'll be welded on to the end of this one. Right, okay, so that bit's done. Let's move it. The big thing you have to have is somewhere for them to dry, which isn't always the case. So do I want, yeah, I'm going to have a mixture on here. I'm going to put a bit of this on. Okay, so that on there, but I'm also going to put some collage, medium crackle stuff. Take this bit off here. So this again has to go on thick in order for it to do its job. I don't know what the two together are going to be like. Hopefully they're not reactive. Hopefully they're going to like each other and play nicely. Again, this is another thing that you have to put on thickly because it's what's going to cause it to have this one. This is called crazing, and I think that's because it has a lot smaller cracks on it. So it's like more like you know, like an old teacup and that sort of thing. So anyway, we're going to put it on. It's the first time I've ever used them together, so we'll see what happens. This is how we find these things out. Give them we have a play. I'd be interested to know what they're like mixed together. So. Yeah, well, I'm going to try it on a different piece of card. I'm going to give it a go and see what happens with that when they're mixed. Actually, like not in the thing, obviously. I'm going to mix it on the mat or something. And hopefully, that will together they will be amazing. But they need to be amazing somewhere else because I don't know where to put them. So yeah, please. Brian's going to. I've got a table that folds down in the hallway, which is which obviously is not a perfect place for them to be, but it's better than them being in my way. So I just have to remember it's there because otherwise I'll go out of here, go to walk across the landing and fall over it. So.
Fall across it.
So Starsky and Hutch style, I'd like fall across the whole thing. Can I just give you them? Cute. Okay, so now I'm going to give it this. I'm going to have a bit of a mix. Take some of that out of here. Some of this into it. Don't know whether I really want to put that in there. Okay, I think it's about 50-50. Give those a mix together and see what happens. Like I say, let's hope that they're not reactive. If you never see me again, or I've got no eyebrows next time you see me, you know that it wasn't what they were reactive.
Or a big unibrow that you've drawn off.
Yeah.
Like Gary. To look powerful. Oh.
So Sorry, the dog is barking in the background, and the rustling is Brian. So I'm going to mix those together. I'm going to put them on this long tag because this is a completely different looking thing. So I'll be able to remember. Well, I probably won't remember, but I'll have to watch the video back when I have to remember. I'm going to put these on here because this is just tap that hole back out again. Yeah, we used to make fun of Jodie from Tonic, saying about her, what were they, like stickle things? I don't know what they're actually called, but Nouveau drops, yeah, saying that they were self-leveling. Well, if they were self-leveling, you wouldn't get a dome from it, so that would be the last thing you'd want from a stickle, for it to just go like that.
She was funny and she was lovely.
Yeah, she was funny and lovely, but
she made words up.
Yeah,
that was always comical.
But she did make things up. So, okay, so this is a mat that I used because I couldn't find the bit that goes on here. I've got it somewhere. I just don't know where it is. So this was just something I used for like using these. So these are more things now. These have been discontinued. I'll show you what they are in a second. I'll get them all out first. So these are Distress Crackle paint. So, and I didn't use it on this, but I used it on this. So I mixed them together so that I kind of created this kind of almost like, you know, when you repaint a wooden front door and like you take back some of the layers and you can start to see what other colours it used to be, and that's what I was trying to create, that kind of look. So it always surprises me with Distress Photo that it always looks almost green.
When the sponge was running out,
yeah,
if I reload it, it definitely looks green.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks green. This has got like a almost greeny tinge to it.
But I think that's because there must be an element of old paper in it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
To make it look sepia and old. Because old paper's a greeny one, isn't it?
So all I'm doing is I'm putting some of these together. So sorry, that was that was Vintage Photo. This is Distress. Oh no, Peel Paint. And like I say, these are discontinued, and I've had them for a long time, and I did get them in a sale. It's all to add a bit of interest. So I did use all of the colours. I didn't use a lot of, well, I try not to use a lot of black. I did on one of the tags. I used more black, kind of create that look of a front. Oh, that's a black one. I'll leave that for now. I'm not worrying about these mixing either. And some of them, I think it's because they've dried out a bit. Some of them are thicker than others, so. But you know, no matter how thick it is. Sorry, that. What else did I use? That was Vintage Photo. That was Peel Paint. That one was tea dye. That one is Dusty Concord. Sorry. And this one is Brushed Corduroy. Actually, some of my favourites. I don't really use. Well, I don't have it. I don't have the Dusty Concord in a stamp in a distress ink, but all the others I do use quite a lot. So I'm going to just put these on again. This is another thing, better with a bit of dimension to it. So I'm going to just put it on. Let it kind of mix a bit. And I'm going to try and put some other things on this one. Might put some crackle paint or crazing or whatever on this one as well. Like I say, I'm not worrying about the colours mixing. That kind of streakiness is fine. Don't know how random that looks, but I'll leave that up there for now. And let's use this on another one, maybe this one. Like I say, it's all about experimenting, right? A tiny bit on here, I think, because I don't have a lot left. Don't know how well that'll work because it's really thin now, and I definitely think it needs to be quite thick for it to have any effect. Right, okay, I've got that. Now what else can I use? What else can I mix in with the thing? What haven't I used? Right.
Little pots with grits and stuff.
Yeah, I do, but I didn't want to use grit as much. I know where they are. Brian's just talking about. I've got some pots with grit and stuff in, but I don't want to use grit. Why? Because I don't. That's why. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this on here. See what it's like if it gets a bit of a streak in it. A streak of other colours, you know, like of. Like I say, this is. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having a play. I'm just doing a mixed media day, having a play, and seeing where it takes me. I know where it's taking me at the minute. The horrible, painful nail, because I think I've just squashed something right at the end of it. So there we go. So what colour should I kind of get in there as well? Let's get a bit of peel paint in there. Okay. Again, this might not work, but they're two crackle things together, so I don't see why they shouldn't, why they won't. I won't completely mix them. I'll let them have a bit of. And we'll be able to see what the results. Well, we will eventually when they're dry. We'll be able to see what the results are, and we'll be able to. You'll be able to say, "Ah, that's what happens if you do that. I'm not doing that." So.
Or you'll be saying, "I'm not doing that again."
Yeah, or I'll be saying, "Yeah, I'm not doing that again." So. Okay, that's fine. This has got a bit of other colours in it now, but maybe. Maybe a drizzle, tiny. I was going to say a tiny drizzle, but this doesn't actually drizzle, does it? Sorry, I'm singing the next door's. Next door, I've got their music on, so in the garden, so. And I'm singing that now, so that's another one. I'm going to have to give these to Brian. That was a cue, by the way, Brian, just in case you didn't know. I'm going to have to give these to you, Brian.
Oh, to put over there.
Yeah, to go and put over there.
I'm trying to make them for you.
Yeah. Ew.
My hands clean.
Well, mine aren't. Mine are definitely over the hill, over the clean.
Yes, they were clean.
I'm going to sort these out first before I do anything else with these. What shall I put on these? Let's see. Should we have some crackle on there? Or let's get some of this out again. Put some of that on there. The only reason why I'm not putting the palette knife back in here is because it's filthy. So put some of that in there. Pick this up. And all I'm doing is kind of just trying to fill in the gaps of where the paint ends and you can just see the board. So and I've not done this before, so we'll see what happens. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So
That's quite exciting.
yeah, I actually quite like that about craft. So Brian's just saying that's quite exciting, and just reaffirming I like that element of I don't know what's going to happen. We could think, this is amazing, we're going to have to do that again. You'll never be able to replicate it, of course. It's like whenever you try and do anything again, it happens differently. That's again the course of crafting. So I might use a bit of collage medium this time. If I had another stick, where would I be? I don't know. I have to use this. Get the stuff off there. Scrape the lid like your yogurt. There's this. Try not to leave the lids off those things for a long time. They seem to take ages to dry when you're using them, but like you don't want to dry the actual medium out. There we go. This is definitely a bit of a play. Now I've all like mixed it all together. Definitely covered up the hole. That hole is not very in the centre, is it? That's terrible. Terrible centering on this hole. Right, okay, let's put some of this on. Baby shark.
That's what we teach our kids.
Baby shark. Baby shark. Do, 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 do,
Two
do.
verses a baby shark is long enough to wash your hands.
Is it?
Yeah.
Two verses a baby shark is long enough to like
Kill yourself.
kill yourself, yes. Right, I'm just tapping that down, and then I'm going to put I'll actually get some more of that.
But it's how we taught some of our kids to wash their hands during the pandemic.
Apparently that's how they taught kids at Brian's place to wash their hands during the pandemic, is 2 verses of Baby Shark is enough. So right, so this is not to do with any of the stuff that I'm doing. Just literally just making a bit more of a lid for my crackle mediums so that they don't dry out. Yeah, so the less air that you have in it, the better. So No, that lid does not go on there. Oh, let's dry it out at the top there. And then the same with this one. So, just like I say, just getting the air out. This is not part of the demo. This is just a good tip. You're just reducing the amount of air space that the product is exposed to, and therefore it's less likely to dry out. Okay, so that's that. Let's use some heavy structure paste. I know it's nothing to do with... Oh no, let's not, because I can't get the lid off. See if it'll come out this way. Let's use some of this heavy structure paste and see if we can mix it with some of this paint to go on here. So that, I wonder what it'll do, what will happen if I mix it with, what should I do? Brushed Concord, no. It's nothing like brushed Concord, Dave. Crushed corduroy. Okay, so it's like they're obviously having a kids' party, because like the choice of music is terrible. Well, it's terrible if you're not a child, I guess.
Maybe it's one of their birthdays.
Might be.
Although there's usually a lot more people around if it's one of their birthdays, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so I've mixed some of that into this structure paste and we'll see what happens with this as well. So this, because this is structure paste, this is heavy structure paste, it will stay the kind of dimension that you give it, so it won't level off.
It's not self-leveling.
It's not self-leveling, Jody. Oh. It does tend to splatter all over the desk though if you don't. Now I don't know whether this will crackle because I've mixed it, but you know, it's all an adventure, isn't it? So there we go. Anyway, and then what we'll do is I'll leave these to dry, and then we'll come back to these and we'll have a look. What happened, what worked, what didn't work, what we're gonna do next. So there we go. That's another one done. Oh, it's got a bit of paper in it now as well. Get rid of that. There we go. Might get rid of that peak. So that's another one. Okay. So, what we'll do is have a bit of a clean up. Okay, clean up in aisle 10, please. And while I'm cleaning up, I will speed the video up so you don't have to watch me do this. So I wanted to show you how they turned out. So as you'll have seen in the previous part of the video, I was making these and applying all sorts of different types of paste to them. We've got a bit of modelling paste, we've got some crackle paste, we've got some crazing paste, we've got a mixture of different paste together, we've got some crackle paint, and we've got where we've mixed crackle paint with modelling texture paste, not modelling paste, sorry, texture paste, and and I wanted to see how they turned out. The different things turned out. So these are the paints. Now these are quite funky in their own right because they're kind of got a lot of substrate on them. Those two specifically. So let's just show you these. So these are the ones with the paint on. Okay, with a bit of modelling paste and a bit of crackle paste in the background. There's another one. This is where I was kind of mixing paints together. This area particularly has come out really well. This is more crazed, this part. Really like them though. This one here. So this was just one of the ones that was just on. What you can tell what that was. That was a shoebox from that well-known 3-stripe brand. So, and then this is the one where it was multiple tags just stuck together. So there's this. Okay. So and then this was the one where I was just kind of using bits mopped up from the background. Now the cracks in this, there were no cracks in it before. It was literally where I've just gone like this and cracked it myself because I wasn't happy with the end result. So in some parts it's more flexible than others, but in other parts you can kind of snap it. So that's all I've done, is I've just made some cracks in it. This is the big tag that we did, which has got some modelling paste where I stippled it and I heated some of it so it blistered and it forms these kind of folds on itself. And then this has got some crackle paste in the background. Okay, there's a hair on there. I'll get the hair off. So there you go. Yep. So and this is another piece. This is the slim tag where we've done some modelling paste in the background, stippled it. And then this is more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to well, actually let's start with these. Okay, so these two I feel are more complete in their look. So I'm quite happy with those. I think I'm going to leave those as they are. But with these, what I'm going to do is I've got some other stuff that I haven't previously used. Not on this, well, certainly not on this video. I have used it in previous videos. This is Expand It, and this came from Becca B's website, and I don't know whether she still does it, but I will put a link to her shop in my description. But this is expanding foamy type stuff that expands this, and it goes quite spory looking. I've used it in making specimen slides before to make it look like a spore, like a culture, and I like it. It might be one of those textures where you think, oh, I'm not sure I could cope with that, but that's entirely up to you. But you can colour it, and I find it's best to colour it with things with something dry, so like a brusho. So we could go moss green, although we've got quite a bit of green in the background. We might want to go for some. I'm never sure what colour gambage, jambalaya, crawfish pie. There's ultramarine. I don't know why I always think crawfish pie, really gumbo. But anyway, so turquoise. I don't know, that's not open. There must be another turquoise. There's yellow, ultramarine. I think what an ultramarine now I have. Yes. This is the problem when when you've got so many craft things and you just end up buying more of the same. Purple. What's this one? Yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. Brilliant red. Maybe we should go for something really contrasting, like brilliant red. Don't seem to have any turquoise out, so I'll bring that out. Black I've got. Moss green I've got. Okay, so on one of these, there's some more under here as well. More black. Terracotta. And sandstone. Okay, so What should we go for? Should we go for brilliant red? Try a brilliant red. Well, we can always mix some of it in and see what we think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little mixing area here, and so I'm going to pull out this that's all covered in. I really should wash these before I before I start on another thing. So let's see if I can't find something else to mix on, which would be really helpful if I could. You're not going to see any of this because I will edit this out. Edit this out. Or I might not, just for comedic effect. There we go. There you are. That's again something else that's equally disgusting, but we'll just use an area of it. Okay, so I'm going to get some of this out. It's quite liquid. Is this? It's not as thick as modelling stuff. Let's put the lid back on it so it doesn't dry up. Let's get some brilliant red going on it. So I don't know how much of this to use because we're making up as we go along. Don't think that's going to be enough. It's going. It's looking pink though. It looks like strawberry ice cream, melted strawberry ice cream, but strawberry ice cream nevertheless. It's a lot more interesting colour than it was before, which was that kind of off-putting beige. So now I don't know how brilliant red I want it. I might go for a bit more of a mix. Let's try some of the terracotta. Ooh, terracotta, that comes out a lot easier. Let's see what that's going to look like with those two mixed into it. Now, this you just kind of heat with a heat gun and it expands. So, and it forms, like I say, it looks almost spory like. Squeeze some of that off the palette knife itself, off the top of the palette knife. And because it expands, obviously the colour will, because it stretches out, the colour, you need to have it really quite pigmenty in order to get it to be, let's try some ultramarine in it and kind of see if we can't take it kind of a purpley direction, if we can get this damn stuff out, of course. I think this has actually gone solid inside. Oh no, it is still a bit loose. Okay. You don't go to meetings if you've got this all over your hands. Well, you know you can, but I do. But like, if you're doing this the night before you've got a meeting, maybe you might want to put some gloves on. But you can either do as I say or do as I do, because I don't listen to anything I say. I never listen to myself. Why would I? So, yeah, so we're just kind of playing, and like this is when we find out how things go, don't we? When we have a play. It's an interesting colour it's gone, but you know, it's not. I was going to say it's not hideous, but it might. Some of you might think it is. Let's put some purple in it. This all seemed like a great idea at the time. Okay. Oh, it's definitely got an interesting colour now. Well, you know, let's just put some on and go from there. Let's just give it a bit of a, try and give it a bit more of a mix now. So I'm going to put some of this onto this one. We'll put some on here. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just going to do a few areas. And I think you have to have it, the thicker you have it, the more expandy it gets. Expandy, because that's the word, Dave. I'm just putting a bit on here and there. It's an interesting colour. It's going to be an interesting creation, isn't it, really? So I'll put that on there. And let's use the rest on here. So we might want to go for a different colour. So what should we go for? Well, not a different colour, but like spice the colour up. Let's put some more of that ultramarine in if we can get it out. This could be a mistake. Taking the lid off. It all goes everywhere. You see, it's very full. Just can't get the damn stuff out. You need a precision tool, which I do not have, but let's just use some of this. So, oh yes, it is. It's all very one block. It's kind of got, I think it's got a bit damp, to be fair. Right, we're going to have a colour. We're going to go for the whole shebang. Oh dear, that's very dark. That's going to turn it blue. But, you know, we wanted it a different colour. I quite like the patchiness of it. Put some of this on here. It's all, sorry, I've just realised I've gone quiet there. Kind of lost in a world of creativity. And I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't really matter if this kind of dries before you do anything with it. I think it still does the same thing, but it's about the thickness of the stuff that you put on that will make a difference. Let's put some of this on here. Some of this purple on. So let's do a bit there. I'll put a bit on here. You know, we can obviously make some more. It's not that we haven't got any to use. It's just I'm trying to be frugal. I'm going to put a bit of this more light pink on by scraping my palette knife off. Put a bit on there. Maybe have a bit here. Maybe a bit down here. So, this is the expand it. So this, you're going to see more of an instant reaction to this, because this is not like we have to leave it to dry. So let's give it a heat. So I'm just going to heat this up until it's nice and warm, and then we're going to heat it and see what happens. So that's not a good idea, Dave. I'll find my tweezers out in a minute, and I can hold it up. So hopefully you can see how it's going. I think it's designed to go on, from what I recollect being told, it's designed to go on fabric to give it that kind of a foamy texture. So I'm going to put it down because it's getting a bit hot, and then I'll show you what we've got. But so, like I say, you either like it or you don't. You might be a bit freaked out by the. I'm slightly freaked out by it, but I also like it. So that's really weird. I know. It's a bit because it's. I don't know. Maybe because it replicates spores, or it could be that because I am trypophobic, which means I don't like random circles that are usually found in nature. I think it might be a bit of that, you know. So anyway, let's do this end, and you can see this bit change. So hopefully you can see it now going and how it goes. So again, like I say, I'm going to put it down because it gets a bit hot, and also I don't want to get too close to my iPhone and make that overheat. Apologies for the dog barking, but you know, you're used to it now by now. If you're not used to it, then come and move in for a week and you will be. Yeah, so it's the thicker it is, the more puffy it goes. It does like to be heated directly, so like being right over the top of it seems to work better. The problem with when you do something like this is your glass mat will be hot, so just be aware. Rust has now come in for some reassurance. Typical when I'm not in a position to give him any. So I'm now trying to do it one-handed whilst fussing him. So there you go. So that's the outcome of that. Yeah, good boy. Go on, go and lie down. I know. Ow, that was hot. So that's how it's turned out. It's still quite hot underneath, so I'm trying to hold it so you can see it. So yeah, so we've got another bit of a different texture on it, and that's just expand it. So that's just another product that you can use that's widely available. Let's put the Brusho back away because they're very highly pigmented. Then they kind of get everywhere. So then let's have a look at these. So the rustling you can hear now is me catching my knee on something. Okay, so for this bit, I'm going to do something with some sprays. So I've got these. I bought these a long time ago. Lots of different colours of these Spectrum Noir aqua tints, and they're highly pigmented colours. Some of which I've got as the pure colours, and other ones like this, which I have mixed myself to create a different colour. So I'm going to have a bit of a spray and see how we go. We've also got some of these, which are Cosmic Shimmer sprays. I raid any sale bin I can find. So literally, I've just made this one, so I don't know whether this one's going to come out yet. Oh, it is. Oh, there we go. There's that. I want to go for something that's fairly similar, and then we're going to kind of try. I'm going to try and replicate a bit of rusty kind of look. And I don't mind the big splashes. Big splashes are actually quite nice. If you can't get a big splash out, you make a big splash. Make a splash of it. And you know, nothing, you know, there's nothing set in stone. It all turns out the way it turns out. So it's one of those random things you can't really predict. You can try and create something. Whether if that happens or not is up to the gods, basically. So we've got that. So maybe we have a bit of green in there. Oh, that came out very well, easily, didn't it? Okay. And we can always put more colour in. We can add more colour. It's very hard to take colour away, though. Okay, so I might just have a tad of. Oh, that's not the colour I want. Can't remember what colour this is, so just bear with me a second while I find something to spray it on. Actually, I just sprayed it all over myself. So it's like a grey black colour. So I might want to do this from a higher point, so it doesn't just completely. We don't want to completely obliterate it after all. So. Okay, we want to go for something orangey. So I did make a bit of an orange, or I think it was that one. Which looks quite red now. It was very orange when I made it. Not so much now, although I do like it. I like the way it's reacting with the colours that are already on there. It's these white areas I'd like to get something onto as well. Let's have a look. So we might want to get a bit more of this in here. And I might dry this one off rather than mop it off, because then it'll stick to where it is. Well, it'll stay where it is rather than. You know, if you lift it out, it'll take it away, whereas you can get it to dry where it is. So. Take a bit of it off now. And let's go for more of that orange now. There's another orange that's very similar. That's not it. Is that it? Is that orange at all? Is that even orange? Yeah, there you go. So again, just mop some of it off. So I actually like the way that has turned out. It's not as pigmented as the other one, but I do like it. Maybe it needs a little bit of red in it, not too much, but the problem with these sprays, you can never tell how much that's an interesting red. In fact, I know why that's an interesting red, because it's actually an alcohol ink. Oh yeah, it's an alcohol ink that I made myself. So of course, with an alcohol ink, it's gonna stick to anything. So it'll stick to the surface as well as like soaking in like the other bits have. So that actually will help create a bit of a coloured background. So this is one of the Cosmic Shimmer ones. Oh, I like that. Still a bit wet up there, but there we go. I really like how that's turned out now. So that's another one. Okay, let's get something. Let's work on something else. So let's go for the big one, the big tag. Okay, so let's get some of this in the background. I like the way this kind of comes out as well. Because if we're putting this in the background, remember everything that will come will go over the top of that then. So we'll go for this orange. That's one orange, and then we'll go for the mix of the orange that I made, which is that one. Don't try and over egg the pudding. That's usually my big mistake, is over egging a pudding. After I'm not cooking. But it just sometimes you can put too much on, and other times like now you might not have put on enough. When you want it to come out really slowly, it won't, but when you don't, it does. Oh yeah, look how intense that is. Of course, I'm spraying it absolutely everywhere now, so might just dry that. Put no lids back on anything. Yeah, that's not a day for a meeting, is it? Okay. I think I'm going to have some more of this. Fine. And then there's this one, which is scarlet, which I'd never think looks very scarlety, but this is scarlet, which I always think looks more rusty than scarlet, but so we're getting nice and starting to build up our background now. I think I might go in with a bit of what's the other one? Scarlet Flame. We don't want Scarlet Flame. Soft moss. Well, let's try the soft moss. We'll try the greens next. Black. Oh yeah, and then this one is dark spice, so let's give this one a go. That one doesn't come out. Sunflower. I think I've just done sunflower. Get the rusty kind of, hopefully building a rusty colour background first. the way, not going to come out. Oh, there you go. So, and then from, that's the Scarlet Flame, that's the black, that's the one that won't come out, that's the other one. Oh, that's the other Dark Spice. Oh, yeah, that comes out. So we're getting that, starting to get that really kind of rusty kind of aged look to it now. I'm going to now dry it over. Let's get some of this off from the background. I mean, obviously you can make this out of using Brusho. So you could, if you get some Brusho and you just put some water in it, then you can create very strong pigments. See, I like it when it's like this area, because this is where I'd heated the modelling paste, and it bubbled and split, and what it does is it creates that kind of like that expanded kind of look of metal, you know, when it rusts and expands. Okay, so let's now have a look at putting some of the greens on. See what a bit of moss. I'll tell you what, let's not put any of this on because it won't come out. Let's try this one because there's another one here. Oh, yeah. So just lifting it up and just spraying it so that it doesn't completely flood the whole area. There's some of that on. Let's try some of this. And this is going to come out in blobs whether I like it or not. So, oh, and now it's coming out in spray. So this is more greeny, more of a greeny, verdigris kind of colour. Let's get another piece of that. So that's this. Let's, I don't know, what should we have on here? Let's see. Put some like stronger green in it. Oh, that's very strong. Lids. Put the lids on, Dave. And we're going to put some of this on. And some of this. Oh, you know when you didn't want it to all come out, and it does. But it's cool. It's all right. We like it. Does it need anything else? I don't know whether it's gone too. It might need a bit of more. Needs to be brightened up a bit. Just be careful when you're mixing colours, especially when they're wet, because it will all just eventually turn brown if you're not careful. So there we go. So that's another one. So that's how this one looks. Obviously I'll show you them when they're completely dry, But again, it's another tag that we've got. So let's do something with this. Let's just go for this and see how we go. Let's go for some yellow in it. Or will we? See if we can get some yellow out, shall we? Oh, I've managed to get it down my elbow successfully. Bit yellow. Now I've just wiped it all around my face, which is always a good idea, Dave. This is one that I can't get out. Nothing's happening on this score, is it? Today? No, not today. I don't mean. Oh, that's definitely happening. That's happening. Oh, now I like that. I like how that's gone. So let's try doing. Oh, now you know when you try and replicate something, it's not going to happen, is it? It's because where it is, there is no. It's not touching the pipe isn't long enough to reach where all the stuff goes to. So I'm not going to mop it up like I didn't last time. And then I'm going to put some orange in it. I should put some red in it. What's this one? Put some of that in it, and then we're going to put some of this in it. Then we're going to mop it off and see how where we've got. Oh, you see, I like that now. That's all gone very much more. I don't know, aged looking. Hands. Right, let's go for some. Go for some of this on it. This is the look of the draw, whether it comes out like this or whether it comes out like the other way. Let's put some green on it. Of course, this green's going to come out like this as well. Get some of this moss on it. That one's not working. Was it the other one that worked? Must be. There we go. I think I'm going to leave that one like that. So that's that one. Okay, and then we'll just do something with this. Now, I don't know whether this is going to take, because the only thing that will take on this is, take on me, is alcohol ink, which is this. So I'm just going to completely obliterate this. And see if we can get anything else to stick to it now. Not really. give it a dry and see if we can get it to stick. Just mopping up the background, otherwise you end up just creating more steam, which means it doesn't dry. So this is not a success because, as suspected, because it's got a shiny surface to it, nothing's penetrating that surface. Okay, so that's a no. I like that. I like the way that that's finished. I don't know whether to try and get this a bit darker and try and add a bit more. Well, I don't know whether to, but I have already. I've done this now, so we're just going to add a bit more. Oh, that's it. Just knock them all over, Dave. Should put that over to one side and see whether we can get that to do anything. And then these are quite bright, and stop touching your ear, Dave. So I wondered if having a bit of, this is black, so having a bit of, well, it's grey black, having a bit of grey black on it might help it be a bit more convincing. In fact, I like that where it's kind of touched the where it's gone over the texture of whatever it is. Not Zapane, that's a drug. Expand it, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, that's toned that much more down. That's because that's good English again, Dave. You and your English. It does look a bit like it's a bit of an old, I don't know, tree or something that's kind of gone a bit manky now. Kind of moulded, bit of an old specimen, I don't know, but it's knocked it back a lot now, which I'm happier about. This is too bright for me, might be perfect for you, but it's too bright for me. Okay, so let's put something else on here. Let's try this. And obviously if you dry this with a heat gun now, it'll some of the bits of the foam will continue to expand, so they'll get a bit bigger. Let's try a bit of this is the orange that I can't seem to get out now. Oh, it's coming now. Oh, see, that's ace. Now, look at that, the way that now looks very rust-like. So, we started off with purple. Now we've gone for more rust tones. So I quite like the interesting bit of it being a little bit a different colour. So I'm going to put some of the black on it rather than having it as purple. It's a bit like iron now, the way that iron rusts. Yeah, like a bit more. Well, you know, it's all about an experiment, isn't it? So, and there's no rights, no wrongs. There's just the way you want to do it. So. Yeah, that coming in from a greater height is, oh, maybe a bit much. Oh, I like that now. I really like that now. That's definitely more up my street. So don't look at the hands. So let's put that to one side. Let's mop up all of this. So obviously you could make the expand it more rusty coloured and make it, but you have to go really dark with it. I mean, let's just see if we can make it so that you can see what I mean. So we might put some of that, expand it onto here. Right, let's get rid of some of these. When I say some of these, I mean all of them. Okay, so let's just see if I can show you what I mean by this. So, I don't think what that one is. So, right, those. Let's put those to one side. That one, I want that one to go like that now. That's the only thing. Oh, just put all of my colours away. Try this. So this says it's sunflower, but I've never seen a sunflower that's red. No, I wish I'd gone for the red now, don't you? You know, when I was mixing it and I said, what colour should we go? I wish I'd gone red, more red than I did. So. Yeah, was that. So, and then we've got some of this. So I'm just going to put some of this on it. And again, I'm trying not to be too. I'm trying not to cover too much. I'm trying to have little flecks of it rather than completely obliterating it. Yeah, that's much better. So it's a different take on that, but again, it's more that kind of, it's rusted sort of look rather than it's gone mouldy. Okay, so that's those. And I want to see if I can now mix some of that, expand it, and make it very more rust coloured. Right, we might want to clean this first, Dave. Might we? This is one of those videos I'm going to edit anyway, so doesn't make much difference. Just see if it's all still recording. It is. I have to get myself some more of that, I think. And we want to go for the marine. No, turquoise. I thought that said terracotta, but it isn't. Maybe sandstone. Not moss green. Not lime green. Yellow. Taking them out because I feel like I'm just digging through and finding the same bits again. So terracotta, that's what I was looking for. Oh, gamboge. I think that's a very similar sort of colour. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to try it, don't I? So best thing to do is a bit of water. That. Yeah, that. Might help. I'll put it over there. Sandstone. All sandstone's good. Yeah. Yellow. Yellow maybe. And terracotta. Don't know whether that might be too. Yeah, that's too red. So that one in the middle is really good. Which was gamboge, I believe. We want it to be thick, so like not thick. I mean, we want it to be very intensely coloured, so very intensely pigmented. Now these were all originally bought so I could make colourful backgrounds, but of course you adapt and you change the way that you do things, and you know I don't do so much backgrounds as I used to, so. I might put some sandstone in here. It's the getting it really pigmented thing that you have to kind of experiment with, because we want it to be really orange. So, and that's why the dry colour won't take away its properties. So if you start adding wet colour to it, it will thin it down, obviously, and then it doesn't do what the whole purpose of you doing all of this for, and that's to get it to expand and look rusty. I don't know whether this will work, whether we can get it to go the colour that we want it to, but trial and error is the way to find out, isn't it? Let's put some of this orc yellow in it. It's looking more the colour that we need now. I think it might need some more of this though. Let's put a bit of everything in it now, I think. Sandstone. Oh, yellow. Oh, take the lid off that one. Is that the colour we need? Do you think it needs to be a bit darker? I think it needs to be a bit darker. If it was the colour of this, it would be perfect. We just have to go with what we're going to get. So it's become very gritty now. It's almost, I don't know whether it's actually doing what it needs to do. Well, I don't know what the heck that is. Maybe I've mixed this too much now. I don't know. We'll soon see if it still expands, won't we? See if this works. You know, I'm not sure it's going to go. Let's just dry it all off a bit. I think that's what we need to do. It's definitely the colour that I wanted when it's dry. I just need to see if it'll expand now. Move that out of the way. Oh, it is. It's expanding. Oh, I like that. Might be a bit brilliant orange, but we can always tone it down with some spray. I like the fact that although it looks quite mixed, it's not completely mixed in. There we go. So it's kind of got that very much more spory. Put a bit of this on. See? This is just the mixings that I left the jug that I was mixing it all in, so it's an ideal opportunity to use it all up. So gosh, experimenting, don't you just love it? Don't you just love the whole... Put some of this on here and then I can mop it up, because this is that colour that I'd made. Wowza. Sometimes perseverance is not somebody you just went to school with. So there you go. That's how it looks now. So we've definitely got a mixture going on here. So this is... I could probably put some of this into there, couldn't I? I'm just playing, sorry. Just in case you're wondering what the heck you're doing now. I have no idea. I can't tell you because I don't know. It's my mind is leading this. It's saying, you need to do this, give this a try, put some of this there, try that over there. And that's the way. That's the thing. They're the most important things you need to listen to. Is listen to what your mind tells you. Like that. Listen to your gut reaction of, you need to try this. Why don't you put that there, Dave? Try that. Obviously, if they're talking to you and your name's not Dave, then they've got the wrong person. They're supposed to be talking to me. So they're the voices that should be in my head, not yours. So. But something that starts out to be a bit messy, a bit like, oh, I don't know where this is going to go, then it could lead you in great directions. So just let it go. Oh, we're getting bubbling on top of bubbling now. Now, I don't know whether this would work better with one of the other heat guns. You know, the ones that I used for embossing with. Possibly. Might heat it quicker. I do have one. I'll give it a try on the other one in a minute. Oh, that's amazing. Yes, I very much like that. So I won't touch that too much because that's it's quite hot now. Let's try it with this one then. Definitely much easier for me to show you though this way. So what happens is it has to dry out first and then it goes. So maybe it might be worth you giving it a go of leaving it to dry overnight and then heating it. I've never, to be fair, I've never had the patience to leave anything to dry naturally. So maybe you will. So there we go. So that's those. And again, we can just kind of knock that colour back with a bit of creative dabbing. A bit of creative dabbing. We need something to creatively dab with though, Dave. I'm being looked at by the dog. He's obviously saying, it's about time we were going out, Dada. I will take him out after I've done this. So just putting that extra little bit of colour on the top just kind of takes it back a step. I could do with something that isn't quite as absorbent. Try this. Oh, that's better. There we go. That's that one. Let's do this one as well, and then we'll finish up for today. And then I've recorded this over 2 videos, so I shall be hopefully editing it all together and it will all make sense. But yeah, so what we've done is we've created some different looking tags, some tags that just say, you know, look at me. I've actually done some work here that I haven't got this from a kit. So this is what we've created. So let's get this white background out. Hopefully this will make it easier for you to see what we've done. Okay, so we've got this one, which has turned out really, really well. I love how that has turned out now. It's almost alien surface style, but also rusty like. And this one, if I'd used something a bit more strong, it would have been flatter, but I'm not worried about how I'll make it look like a piece of metal. There we go. So that's that one as well. This one didn't turn out very well, but I'll show you, because you've got to see what doesn't work. So don't spread it out completely and expect it to work. So then there's this one. Yeah, and then obviously these were the ones that I didn't do anything with because these were already done. These were completed to the kind of level that I wanted it completed. So that's those 2. And then there's the giant tag. So that's how this one is finished out. So I have no idea what my hands will look like when hopefully they will dry. I'll remove that from the showpiece now. So there we go. So I have to say my favourites are this one and these 2. And if I had to go down to 2, I'd have to say these 2. And if I had to go down to 1, I'd say that one. So so maybe in that order then. So maybe that one, and then that one. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with how they turned out. So I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the experience. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot about that one. And then there's that one. I do really like that as well. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have a joint second, I think. So 1, 2, 3. So anyway, yeah, like I say, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed crafting with me. I hope you've given something to try, and you've just do it. Just go out there and do it. Don't worry about what it's gonna turn out like. Just do it. All right, so I'm gonna go and wash my hands. So yeah. So I tell you what, I will go and wash my hands, and then I'll come back, and you'll be able to see how it's advisable to wear gloves. So hold that thought. So there you go. That's it. That's my hands. That's how they look now. So yeah, a bit of advisory. Wear some gloves, because if you've got meeting like I have tomorrow, it's going to be interesting. They'll fade a bit more by tomorrow, but it won't completely gone. It does look like I've been bruised up that side of my hand, but I haven't. It's just black paint. So black ink. So there you go. So yeah, anyway, that's what we've done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. And I hope you're going to go and create something yourself. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave. and you can catch me here on my YouTube channel. You know, please like and subscribe. That really does help me. You know, if you want to check out me on any of the social media, I am Dash of Dave and Crafty Moose on Instagram. I'll put links in my bio, in my description, sorry. And I am Crafty Moose on Facebook. So anyway, there you go. So have a bit of fun, go and try things, go and have a go at things. This is called Expand It. It's by Colourcraft, I believe. Give it a go. It's made in Sheffield, which is not far away from me. So Sheffield in the UK. So anyway, have fun. Go and try something. Create. Be free. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Alright folks, you have a lovely day, evening, morning or afternoon or whatever time it is with you. Remember, please always be kind to others, and you know, just be nice generally. You know, it doesn't hurt, doesn't cost us anything. So, you know, and as I always say, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks very much. Big crafty hugs and a big kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You all take care. Remember, I love you. Bye.